Here are all of the books that I read in November. There's lots of Christmas books, there's lots of Christmas books, there's Christian fiction, a YA trilogy, so let's get into it, you guys. So I'll start with Christian fiction, do young adult, and then I'll end with Christmas. So if you want certain recommendations, I'll put timestamps down below. The first book that I finished in November is Every Hour Until Then by Gabrielle Meyer, and I did give this 5 stars. I did make a short for it though, reviewing it, so if you want to see that, I'll try to link it down below, but just go to my shorts and you'll see it. But I was very impressed by this book, and I ended up buying it on Book Outlet, so it's not here yet. I would have loved to hold up a physical copy, but I did find it on Book Outlet. So if you want to check, I don't know if it's still there, I haven't looked lately, but feel free, I'll put the link down below if you want to buy it from Book Outlet, because it was only $7.99. I loved this book. It's definitely my favorite in the series for a few reasons. Mainly, I found both storylines very interesting, which tends to be why I don't like her books / dual timeline, because there's always one timeline that I think is less interesting and just kind of I'm reading it to get to the next one, but it wasn't like that with this one. I think because I like it when there's like kind of one storyline throughout both that are like woven together. You follow a girl named Catherine, and she can time cross, and one of her times is in 1888 and then her other time is 1938, so they're only 50 years apart, so she technically could still be alive in the 1938 time, but like older obviously, because she's like growing up through 1888. So that was very interesting, like to know that she could potentially see herself at any moment. And of course she has the 2 families on each time, and she's got love interests, and the main problem that the book surrounds is that her sister in the 1888 time goes missing / there's something going on with her where her family like disowns her and she moves to this other place, and Catherine's trying to figure out like what happened, what's going on. And then in the 1938 time, she's learning about history, and during the 1880s there was Jack the Ripper happening, and he was going around killing women. And I don't remember if this is on the back, so I will be careful to say certain things, but she finds out that someone she knows will potentially be Jack the Ripper's last victim, and so she is trying to figure out, can she stop this from happening? She does have a set of parents that knows about time crossing and were time crossers themselves, so they do teach her like, if you change history, you're gonna forfeit that timeline. And so there's definitely like tension there, because you know, there's always love interests that make them want to stay in a certain time. But I just thought that the way she built the intrigue and the intensity really, like, because I mean there was lives at stake, because Jack the Ripper was doing his thing, and it was definitely spooky. The subtle connections that she put between each time, because they were so close together, it was so well done. And I just thought like the twists and turns that came through the end, and the ending itself, the faith lessons, it was all high quality. Like I was so invested, and it really made me fall in love with this series, because if you guys don't know, I did read Across the Ages, which is book 4. I read that I guess in October, and I also really enjoyed that one, gave it 5 stars, but this one tops it truly. Like Every Hour Until Then is even better than Across the Ages in my opinion, for me. So that was really exciting, and I did not get to Through Each Tomorrow in November. I do think I'll get to it in December though, because I do have the audiobook on its way. So as soon as I get the audiobook, I will say the audio is done pretty well for all of them so far. I think I've listened to the audio for all of them except the first one, and it definitely adds to the experience because it has the accents and all of that. So I definitely recommend that. But yeah, I'm just like really into this series now, and I totally see the hype. I guess I know what I'm getting, I guess, with this series now, so it works that I'm like going into a historical time period, and there may be certain time periods that don't interest me over others. Like book 3, the time periods in that one just did not do it for me. That's basically a 3-star for me. That's my least favorite book of the series for sure.
What time period is it?
The Salem Witch Trials and aerospace, like
you should tell them that.
Aeroplanes. They know, I've talked about it a lot.
Well, what if I don't know?
Well, go back and look.
Well,
So that was a great Christian fiction to read at the beginning of November. I did read a couple others though, and none of them lived up to the hype of this one, unfortunately. Yeah, because so the next one I read is Hearts in Circulation by Sarah Monzon, and I did get this to read and review from the publisher, so thank you to them for the free copy. Unfortunately, this book was not for me, and I was pretty disappointed in it. It's a 2.5 star. I think I gave it 3 stars to be nice, but it's really a 2 star, like. And my review definitely explains, like, I went into details of what I didn't like about this book and why I wouldn't recommend it. I do think that you could overlook the things that I had a problem with, but I just didn't want to overlook them. So what I'm talking about is, for this book, great setup. It's following this librarian who is taking a bookmobile van to this remote town who doesn't have access to a library. She's going to bring them books, which is so nice. But the automobile, the bookmobile. The bookmobile is really old and it breaks down before she can get there. And then on top of that, a giant like tree falls in the road anyways, so she can't get to the town even if she wanted to, but plus the bookmobile broke down. So a nice mechanic comes and helps her, and of course there's no space anywhere in any hotel, so she has to stay at his house. Now the thing is, so that's the setup, like, and it's obviously a romance between them, like the librarian and the mechanic. It's definitely grumpy sunshine. She is a ball of sunshine and he is like very closed off. Immediately when they met, I was like, uh-oh, this is how this is gonna go. Because as soon as they meet, she starts thinking about his physical attractiveness. So she's thinking about his arms, his muscles, his like roguish whatever. And it was like too much. Like, yeah, it could have been like a thought like, oh, he's really handsome, whatever. But it was like a lot of description before they even spoke to each other. And then on top of that, you find out why he is the way he is, but it just wasn't cute for the most part. Like he was not good at speaking. Like he could not make eye contact or anything like that. And I'll get to like why that was, and like that didn't have to matter, but it did a little bit. It wasn't as great for that. I don't know. It really emphasized the grumpy sunshine. I will say that. So if you like that, then cool. I think the description of them being attracted to each other would have been fine if not for some of these scenes. So first of all, there is a name that they name the bookmobile that was just very close to an inappropriate word. That's what my mind thought of immediately. Maybe that's a bad sign for me. It is what it is, but I definitely was distracted by it. Anytime they said it, I was like, that feels inappropriate for them to be saying. I won't say the name here, but go see my Goodreads review because that's where it is. Someone did comment on the review and said that that word is technically like it's a real word that isn't inappropriate, but it's very close to a word that is. So I was like, why would you even risk it? Like she should have named it something else. Anyways, but so there's one main scene, but kind of one main scene between the two characters that was so suggestive, and I think in an innocent way, but it was like, it just felt like there was all of these romantic scenes put together in this book to try to appeal to romance readers, but it felt cringy and tacky to me. It didn't flow because of the grumpy sunshine piece, like of her just doing stuff with him and him like acting like he's uncomfortable, but he just doesn't express himself well. And you do find out like he does kind of have like a mental health like kind of thing going on, so it does explain why he is the way he is, but you don't find that out until much later. Anyways, I'm trying to explain why I didn't like this book. I didn't like it even more than the first book, which is An Overdue Match, which also came out this year, which I also didn't like very much. And honestly, I'd give it 2 stars looking back as well. So unfortunately, this author isn't for me. See my Goodreads review because I do like go into each thing that I didn't like. So yeah, I'm not going to be reading any more from this author. I know that there's, I think, a 3rd book coming out next year. It seems cute and they package it so well, and I'm happy for this author. Like, I hope other people like the book, but it's just not for me, and I'm not going to be reviewing them anymore, reading them anymore, unless I hear from like trusted people that it is getting better. But I do think that this author needs to work on the romance that she writes in her books, because it just comes across as like kind of juvenile, kind of, I don't know, trying to be on a better note. I did read Full Steam Ahead by Witemeyer. This was a random pickup. I had requested this from the library weeks ago and it took a really long time to come in, and it came in and I happened to have the audiobook at the same time, so I was like, sure, great, I'll listen to it. And it actually was very interesting and I was quite invested, so it worked out. I would give this like a 4.5. Like, it was really solid. I liked it. So you follow like when steamboats are becoming popular and like coal for the steam is popular. And so you follow, first of all, this guy. He was on a steamboat and the boiler, I think, like exploded or something, and so it's going down and he tries to save all these people and he's traumatized because he couldn't save some of them, so he's traumatized. And then you follow this girl who, she is the daughter of a guy or a man who owns his own like steamboat business, and he needs an heir, and there's like bad guys trying to like take over his business kind of, and he kind of is like, well, I need my daughter to get married and produce an heir. So she's like, I'm gonna go find myself a husband so that I can produce an heir. And so she's kind of on the run as well because these bad guys are trying to get her, and she ends up like kind of in this small town and needing a job for a while, and she gets a job with the first guy who is traumatized, and he just needs someone to go over his records because he's kind of a what do you call it, notarist, what do you call it, what do you call someone who like notarizes stuff?
A lawyer?
Kind of, yeah. But they're a bit
arbitrary?
What is
Arbitrary? No.
What is it? Actuary. I think an actuary? Whatever. He needs her to like go over all of his books basically and make sure that he didn't make any mistakes. And she's really good at that because she has a background in boats and stuff. And he doesn't know that, and she doesn't know that he has a background in boats too. So it's definitely Grumpy Sunshine. He is curmudgeon and wants to keep her at arm's length, and she is just there to take care of herself and makes a little bit of money while she's hiding out from these guys. And it's their romance. But what actually really worked is the dynamic between them, because yes, he was kind of grumpy, but so this is where it contrasts with Hearts in Circulation. Like, yes, the guy was grumpy, but he wasn't overly rude, and there were like side characters all around them that said like, oh, give the master some space, like he's actually a great guy, whatever. And she was like fine with kind of like figuring things out, and she held her own better. I think in Hearts in Circulation, the girl was kind of obsessed with him and just wanted to like figure him out, whereas the girl in this book definitely was like, well, that's fine with me, I'm just gonna do my thing. And then they slowly like become friends and get into situations that make them laugh and connect. And anyways, their relationship grew really nicely in this book. And then there is a really great faith moment in it where they have to learn to trust God. And then it does get kind of intense. Like, there's a bit of a chase scene and there's like water and stuff. But the romance, like the love confessions, was so cute, and the side characters were great. And overall, like, I thought this was a really nice book, and the audiobook was great too. So there we go. Super random kind of, but it's like historical. It's set in Texas, I think. There you go. Yeah, I really like that book. So now I can return it to the library. So I am currently reading Anne of Green Gables, and it's going really well, you guys. I do really enjoy it. I'm filming a reading vlog for this, and I haven't had that much time to film for it, so it's going pretty slow. I do have the audiobook, so I could have like flown through this by now, but I'm taking my time because I want to film updates. So I don't think I'll finish this before the month ends. I'm filming this like slightly before November's over, but I'm just going to tell you, I do really like it. There's going to be a reading vlog coming in December of me reading this book and sharing all my thoughts. So excited for that one. Okay, on to the little bit of young adult that I read. I do have a reading vlog for this. It's the Caraval trilogy by Stephanie Garber. I did read Caraval, and then I started Legendary and I DNF'd it, so I technically didn't read the whole trilogy. I just read a book and a half of it. So all my thoughts are in the vlog. It's pretty detailed. I share page numbers. I talk about specific things of like what the content is in the trilogy up to what I read, and I give you my recommendation or not. So overall, for me personally, I didn't enjoy it. It's not my style of fantasy. I don't really like fantastical fantasy, if that makes sense, where there's like magic and it's a different world and you're trying to figure out like what things mean. Nothing is how it seems, and I don't enjoy that. I think I enjoy more so like medieval kingdoms, more politics than like fantasticalness, I guess. I don't know. So that's that. Her writing is beautiful. Like if you don't mind that style of description, I could see how people would really like it, but that was me. So for Caraval, overall, I think it's fine. Like, I mean, again, I didn't personally enjoy it. I gave it 2 stars, but I don't think that it's inappropriate for teenagers to be reading. There was quite an emphasis on physical attraction and bodies and kissing and all of that. So I wouldn't say that it was too much, though. It did become too much in the second book. So that's the thing. Like, I wouldn't deter young readers from reading Caraval, but I would from Legendary. So it's like, why would you even start the first book? It is what it is. My review is pretty thorough as well on Goodreads, so I'll link it down below. But yeah, you do follow these 2 sisters set in this world where there's this guy, I guess, or creature, or I don't even know, magician named Legend, and he puts on this game called Caraval that people can come and play, and there's a prize at the end of it if you win. But the winning is, I didn't understand. Like, the game didn't make sense to me. Getting there and the people in it, like, none of it made sense, which is why I didn't like it. I think other people don't mind that because they're like, oh, it's so fantastical. It's like you're in a circus, but like you don't know what's in and out. But I don't enjoy that. Like, I don't like being confused, and I did feel confused for most of the book. There was no language in Caraval, and there was only kissing, so that was nice. But yeah, then Legendary, again, there wasn't any language. I read up to page 133, but at page 133, there was like kind of a makeout scene that the setup to it, and like it felt possessive the way that the guy was kissing the girl. That's my opinion on it. It wasn't for me, but I hope other people could like it, but I just wouldn't recommend it. I'll put my reviews in the description, and I'll link the blog down below if you want to see more. So the rest of the books that I read are all Christmas books. I went on a Christmas binging spree. I did get a little bit sick in November, plus it was my birthday month, and so I was just reading what I wanted to read, which was Christmas novellas pretty much. So I have a few to hold up, and then I did read some like through the library and through Kindle Unlimited, because if you guys don't know, Kindle Unlimited is doing the deal again where it's 99 cents for 3 months. So I'll link it down below if you want to sign up. I signed up with it, and so I've been able to read some Kindle Unlimited books, and I have it for 3 months, which is nice. So a lot of these books that I'm going to share are on Kindle Unlimited, but I either read them physically or through my library or whatever. So this first book, A Christmas Spark by Cindy Steele, I actually bought this book because it was on sale on Amazon, and I wanted the physical copy, so I was like, sure. And yeah, this is a little Christmas novella, and it was really fun. I gave it 4 stars. It definitely was unrealistic. I think that's what it was. And then it was quite short as well. So I give a pass to Christmas books for being unrealistic and short, but because of some other great ones that I've read now, I'm like, this could have been better. I feel like if a little bit more was added, it would have been an even better Christmas book, but still a solid recommendation. There's no language, and it's only kissing, and it's forced proximity. They're snowed in at a cabin, and I love that kind of story. So basically, this girl's best friend and her brother are together, and they own a cabin, but they're not going to use it for that Christmas, so they tell her she can stay there for Christmas by herself because she just wants some alone time. But she gets there, and her childhood nemesis or whatever is there as well, and she's like, what are you doing here? I have this place. And he's like, no, I do. And then they realize that they got double booked, and so they think it's on purpose, but like it's snowed in, so she can't leave, he can't leave, so they're stuck there together, and they have to figure it out. And it's definitely like some enemies to lovers, because they are like nice to each other, but they like at the same time aren't. Like they kind of do pranks, but not a lot of pranks, just a little bit of pranks, if that makes sense. And the main thing though was that she was so attracted to him, like his abs and whatever. Like there was a scene where he was shirtless, but it's literally in a winter cabin. Like in what world would you be shirtless in a winter cabin? Oh, but he has so many abs. And it was like, really, like, show me a little bit more connection. And there was some emotional connection later on, but it also was quite physical too, just based on that attraction. And I'm just not into that. I want to see more than just like, because like abs and like muscles won't make a person a good person that you would like want to date, you know? So, and I don't like it when like muscles distract you from thinking clearly. So there's a little bit of that in this book, but at the same time, there were some deep moments too. They really had to rely on each other and it was sweet, but there you go. So 4 stars, you know, it's fine.
I know. In what world does someone hate someone and then they're like, oh, but their abs?
Exactly.
It's like, if I hate someone, I don't care what their body looks like. There's lots of nice bodies with nice people as well.
Yep. Okay, yeah, because after this book, I read Solo for the Season by Martha Keyes. This book was so good. It was so, so good. And it had the emotional depth with the physical attraction, but like not as much because they were bundled up the whole time because it's winter and it's cold. So you didn't see any abs in this one, which was nice. And this one, it was so well written. Martha Keyes. I don't remember if I've read anything by her before this one, but this was so good, you guys. So I also, I got this as a Christmas gift, I got it for a restart. I got this as a birthday gift for my birthday from one of my subscribers. So thank you so much for that. I loved this book and I had no idea that I was going to love it this much, but I totally did. Basically, you follow this girl who is going to this Christmas cabin for Christmas alone because she wants to be left alone and she's just chilling, whatever. And she's like doing a course and she wants to just binge Christmas movies and have a great time. So one of the like kind of co-owners of the resort is like her childhood friend. Like she knew him from high school and they moved on with their lives, whatever. Oh, and she was known as, there was a bit of a mean nickname that he gave her in high school, so she still thinks about it and whatever. So there's a little bit of tension there, but he's totally changed. Like you get his perspective too, and he was such an adorable, sweet gentleman. And you love a handy guy, right? Like he was just this guy coming around fixing all the problems with the cabins. And the thing was, it was so like day to day, moment by moment. Like, yeah, it was a short time frame because it was like, I think it was 2 weeks that they fell in love, but it made sense for the amount of time they spent together and their history and the things that they talked about. Like it all made sense why their relationship was growing. And it was just so cute. I really loved this book and I would highly recommend it. It's up there as like a top Christmas recommendation. It's on Kindle Unlimited. Check it out. It's really good. Next, I read a review book called Christmas Canine Patrol. It has 2 authors. Lynette Eason is one of them, and then I forget the other author.
They sent it to you?
I forget if it's love inspired or not. I think it's love inspired and suspense. Maybe not. I got the audiobook on NetGalley, so thank you to them. Thank you to the publisher for saying yes, because I requested it. Because I thought, oh, this will be fun, like a new release audiobook about dogs and a little bit of suspense. I like that in a Christmas story sometimes. But this felt pretty basic. It didn't wow me. Both the stories were kind of boring. Lynette Eason's was definitely better. I think it was Lenora White, maybe? I forget the second author, but it didn't hold my attention. It was boring. It was boring. I don't have much to say about them other than really quick little mysteries of these people are trying to kill these people and you're trying to figure out why and all that. There's a law enforcement guy who has a dog and he's trying to protect his lady friend, and there's romance and all the things. But the first book was interesting, but not enough for me to give it more than 3 stars. And then the second book wasn't that interesting. So yeah, this is a 3-star for me. Wouldn't recommend. Probably won't talk about it again. Okay, but then I read A Very Merry Christmas by Demi Montgomery, and I really enjoyed this one. This is like a 4.5, almost a 5, but there was a little bit of slow parts that I thought could have been, I don't know, boosted a little bit more with either some more depth or something, but it's a solid recommendation and I will be holding on to this one for the future for sure. And this is more than what I thought it was. So I'm going to give you some basics about what this book is about, and then you can like skip 30 seconds and I'll tell you a little bit more if you want to know more. But the back makes it sound like you're just following these 2 siblings. They're trying to get together for Christmas. The guy lives in Seattle, or the brother lives in Seattle, and the sister lives on the other side, whatever. She's taken a ferry across the Puget Sound. I think I said that right. and the ferry breaks down in the middle of it. On the ferry, she has a romance, and on the Seattle side, he has a romance. I thought you'd be following their two romances, but it's so much more than that, you guys, and that made it even better. If you want to know more, skip like 15 seconds if you don't want to know more. But if you do, so it actually follows a ton of different other perspectives from people on the ferry, and you do get to see their life stories and how Christmas is bringing family together. And I thought that was such a great touch, and I actually liked that I didn't know that going in. It just made it a little bit more special, but I could see how maybe that would draw more people to read it if they know about that. So that's why I'm telling you. But yeah, overall, I really liked this book. I loved the message of it. It was so sweet and just like such a feel-good Christmas story. And this could totally be a movie, and I could see this becoming a movie down the line because yeah, it was really great. So highly recommend that one. So then I listened to the audiobook for Faking Christmas by Cindy Steele with my sister Cassandra because she's also read it in the past, and our library got it added to our system. So I was like, yeah, I want to listen to it. That's like one of my favorite Christmas books of all time. It was so good. And the audiobook was great. Would you say it was great? Was the guy voice okay?
No, everything was good. It was the guy's mom.
Yes.
They made it like so old lady sounding.
Yeah, so some of the narration for some of the voices wasn't spectacular, but the two characters were definitely really good. And yeah, this stands true as one of my favorite Christmas books and a top recommendation because there's something about it's so funny, but there's so much depth too. Like they both have a lot of trauma they're working through and just all the things, but it was so well done. Like the dates are cute, and it just the way that he messes with her, like it's just so funny. So highly recommend this one. Audiobook was great, and that was a great reread for this season. So then I did get Kindle Unlimited, and the first book that I read was Acting Mary by Martha Keyes, and I have a physical copy because my really best friend Amanda from Book Lover Amanda, she sent this to me for my birthday, so thank you so much. I loved this book. This is also a top recommendation. It's 5 stars. Yes, this book is so good, Cassandra. You would love this book.
Really?
It's fake dating. Dual perspective, so you get his and her perspective. It's fake dating. It's snowed in a little cabin. It is like forced proximity, I guess. It's kind of like strangers to lovers.
Strangers to enemies to lovers?
No. There's no enemies in this one.
You don't like enemies?
There's not enemies in this one. The stinking picture? Like, come on, what is this? Okay, I'm gonna read the back because it's good. So, when Reese Cameron learns that her annual Friends Christmas getaway will include her ex coming as her friends +1, she considers a few options. Number 1, stay home and nurse her pride. Number 2, break her leg skiing for a rock-solid excuse not to go. Number 3, ask someone to come as her fake boyfriend.
Yes!
Enter Cole Bradley. He may be a contractor rather than an actor, but he's convincing enough at the boyfriend gig to make Reese question if it's really all an act. Cole has a strict 2-date policy, though, and Reese's heart isn't built for casual, which means she may leave this holiday getaway with her pride intact and her heart broken. Anyways, it is very cute. I have seen other reviews that have said that it's quite insta-love. I don't care. Because honestly, it's not that insta-love because they do know each other for like 2 or 3 weeks before they do this. Because like she ends up buying his house and his mail keeps showing up at her house. So he has to keep coming over to pick up his mail. And so they talk through that. And like he's gone into her house and they've chatted a little bit. He helped her like fix a sink. And like, so they were acquaintances at least. Like it wasn't just, okay, it was like 2 nights even at this cabin. So yeah, it's quick. But I was invested from the beginning because the writing was so funny. I loved the banter between the characters. It was top quality. And I just thought it was so cute. And I also loved the kind of like third act thing that happened. I thought it was handled so well. And it was just a fresh take on characters having some conflict and having to work through it. It was really solid. And there was some depth to it because they did have to like work through their issues. They both had issues from the past that they had to confront. And I loved it, you guys. So this is 5 stars. I'm so glad I own this book. I'll 100% be reading it again. And my second 5-star from Martha Keyes. So now I want to read more books from her. And this is a new release. So check it out on Kindle Unlimited. And I loved it. So yay. Okay, and then we listened to another We listened to another audiobook together, me and Cassandra, and we listened to Catching Christmas by Terry Blackstock. This is a tried and true old favorite. This is such a good book, and the audiobook was really good. It was sweet. It was almost like kind of tear-jerking, because if you know what this is about, you're following this older lady who kind of hires this cab driver a little bit against his will to take her around and do silly tasks for her. And then you do follow the perspective of her granddaughter, who's a lawyer and trying to make it in this big firm. And so you get perspectives of the cab driver and the lawyer, and it's their romance, but it's barely even a romance. It's more so just a Christmas story about these characters learning what truly matters in life and then finding love through that. But there is such beautiful faith in this book, and it's such a good book. So truly check it out. It's a top recommendation.
And it's a really quick read.
Quick read. I think that's it. We did it. That is everything, you guys. So yeah, thank you for watching. I don't know what's coming in December other than videos. So follow my channel, definitely subscribe and stick around. My name is Oshina. I don't think I said that at the beginning. Thank you for being here. I've recently rebranded my channel to be Oshina Reads Co. And I have a whole video explaining why I changed my channel name and what I want my content to be moving forward. And I've been really enjoying making plans for that. So yeah, definitely some exciting content coming. So thank you for being here. Thank you for supporting, you guys. All of my links will be down below. Kindle Unlimited is on deal for $1 for 3 months. So it's a really good deal, you guys. You're saving so much money doing that, because it's normally $11.99 per month, I think. So definitely a good deal. Highly recommend. And yeah, all my links are down below, so you can follow me other places, Goodreads and all of that. So again, I'll write all of the books down below with their authors, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye, guys. I like her coat.
Megan doesn't say anything else, does she?
No. Okay, and then...
I'm just looking at you.
Oh.
A review book? What does that mean?
1 second.
Also, who names that? Why'd they pick that name?
I know. It's super cheesy.
A bad name.
A lot of physical attraction is described, and... yeah.
He's attracted to his sister's clothes on the girl?
Well, she puts some of his clothes on
okay.
as well. And
you
he's
said
like,
his sister's clothes, he's attracted to that. I'm like, what? That's weird. Are you making a TikTok?
No, video. But I'm getting better with my hooks.